This is a presentation of the Badlands Media Network. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is May 1st, 2023, and this is episode 76 of the Rattler-Gator Report. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. It's a beautiful day in creation. And I am feeling especially lazy today. I don't know if it's because today is May Day, and for some reason I'm having reflections back on my elementary school days when I was first and second grade going to an all black elementary school in Orange Park. And we'd have these little May Day celebrations, and they put up a big old pole, and you had to do all kinds of stuff. And there's some kind of a carnival that evening, and you'd eat these candy apples or something. You bite into the damn thing and think, wow, is this about to pull my damn teeth out? What the hell is going on with this apple? And stuff like that, from your childhood. I'm sure y'all have similar experiences. May Day, yeah. Very interesting time of the year. Spring is in full bloom in Florida. I came back from Arizona and wondering what was it that was getting into me in Arizona that made me feel sick. Like, was it one of the there was a guy, Vincent, who I sat around quite a bit, and I'm saying, is Vincent giving me, because he appeared sick, and is he giving me a bug, or is this just some allergy stuff? I hadn't had allergy issues all spring, and things start blooming here in Florida quite early, and the pine trees start putting out their pollen February, I do believe. So, and anyway, what am I saying? So an article talking about alfalfa or something out there in Arizona causing an issue. They're growing alfalfa and it's soaking up the groundwater, and I don't know, something got to me. But anyway, I feel good today, and I feel good and lazy today, and I don't know what that's going to mean in terms of rambling. But good morning, Mrs. Watley. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Post Miss. Good morning, Net folks. Good morning, Joe04. And to all the Badlanders. It's pouring in the Adirondacks. Joe, it's not pouring here. We had some definite rain over the weekend, but it is bright sunshine right now in Gainesville, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Stormy, where Eurythmic is. Okay. Post Miss, you have some good candy apples, I'm sure. Uh, Light rain in Southeast Ohio. Yeah, it does make for a lazy morning. I can really enjoy some of those. Sometimes, you just kind of lay down the world and you just leave stuff alone. And I'm having to do that quite a bit these days. With so much having gone on, it's kind of a different time for me. I'm experiencing different. I mean, I've never had a series of months quite like what I've recently had, and it's more than a notion, to think about and resolve. And you think you have, and then you have a lapse, and you get angry all over again, and you have to reason through again. And oh man, what a world! What a world we live in, right? Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I changed. I changed. I'm not using my Yeti because I still haven't figured out why it is causing an issue in StreamYard. But it also made some of the troubleshooting made me realize, man, how foolish have I been about my damn camera? Um, you get so distracted that you don't really realize what the heck is going on because you don't take a step back and really think about it. The only thing I can how do I reason it now? I'm red green colorblind, okay, and that makes me, other people, and I know it's a rarity, color blindness, but I am, and so is my older brother. Um, but it makes me hesitant about making changes on technology that might modify tint or coloration or whatever. But these cameras, I just kept looking and it's like, okay, something's wrong with this. My lighting is not doing. I was going through all kinds of stuff rather than the obvious, which was a setting on my laptop that allows for you to modify the brightness without messing with the coloration. So hopefully the image, as I'm looking dead at you, is a better, brighter image. I only did a slight modification and I changed some of the saturation. I think the saturation, I don't know what the hell saturation really does, but it might change the reddish tint. I don't know. Anyway, good morning. Joel Schultz, I'm retired. Every day is a Saturday. Salute to you, my brother. Sun is shining in Alabama. Good morning, PBJ03. JP Morgan bought that bank. Oh, man. Oh, man. Good morning, Vito. Good morning, Dina. Yeah. Now, Joel Schultz, are you telling me you're red green colorblind, or are you telling me I would scare the hell out of you because of those stoplights? They don't cause a problem because there's a pattern, that you can memorize, and you can see red and green. It's just that the colors don't pop the way they do for other people, and there are light variations that just merge in together, and you can't pick something slightly red out of something slightly green. It just is invisible to me. I don't know how other red green colorblind, but that's the way it looks to me. Looking and sounding good. Thank you, Dina. Good morning, Wild 200X. Darth Cajun. Thank you. Falcon Heavy was spectacular. You and I have to coordinate. I got to get down there one of these days. We got to eat and we got to watch a launch. Yes, red is always on top or on the left. Yep. Okay. I have rediscovered Don Server, and that's a good thing because Don Server is a hell of a writer, quite experienced, and I just don't I don't find myself disagreeing with him much. I disagree with everybody occasionally, but he is a consistently outstanding writer, and I don't know if I put his column up. It may have been on the other computer. But he had an opinion piece about RFK Jr. And I found myself agreeing with him. I could have sworn. I pulled that up. Maybe I put it in a different browser. I definitely confuse myself at times with how I bounce around on these browsers and do different things. Yesterday, the daggum Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump stuff, I told you I've ignored that, and I'm going to work very hard to continue ignoring that. But I saw something, and these people are talking about the changes in the legislature, and they just were making stuff for Ron DeSantis. That is not what they did without me even looking and going to the Florida legislature website, looking at the statute, seeing the amendment. Without me even doing that, I said, I know that is not what they did. And of course it isn't. We had some dumbass Democrats trying to create a situation where they would have been able to generate confusion in the off chance something happens and Ron does need to run for president. So, and I mean, there are obvious to me reasons why they may need to take precautions and why President Trump may need to go through this, kabuki uh, theater. But I mean, I told you, I don't think I'm alone. I do pray for the man because I do know they want to kill him. And, we have to have contingencies in place. If something were to happen to President Trump or he gets incapacitated, God forbid, or whatever, then he would be a strong, strong candidate for the position, in my estimation. And Florida law would not have prohibited that the way it was pre existing. But because they could see these dumbass Democrats and the hand they were going to want to play, they felt the need properly to just go in and explicitly make it legal for him to run should the need arise. So that's all it is to me. It's just not a big deal. I don't know why, but I do know why. It's politics, and politics has to have a certain amount of juice. People need a certain amount of issue. There needs to be some bumping of the gums. You need to get normal people agitated and therefore involved. There's a lot of calculations that go into this stuff. The reason for kayfabe and all this other kind of crap. Many of us don't need that, but many of our fellow citizens do. Uh, Good grief, your son-in-law is completely colorblind? Shades of gray only? Wow. Oh man. No color. I just, wow. That's tough. And I probably have said on here before how foolish we were as kids. Me and my older brother, neither one of us realized we were colorblind. And with 6 kids watching TV, and periodically it would just be you watching TV, and the colors looked off. And you had the manual controls for tint and everything like that. It's like, what the hell's wrong with this TV? I just laugh about it now. 3 girls and 3 boys, and our youngest brother, perfect color vision the way all the girls had, and we kept screwing up the TV, and it was just a huge family drama on who the hell is screwing up this TV all the time. And me and my older brother thought it was those crazy people. Oh man, funny, funny times, funny times. Joom Joom, thank you for dropping in. Uh, Good morning, Diana. Now, Francis, this is the thing. You mentioned Kennedy. Okay. Uh, please don't vote for RFK Jr. This is the thing about Serva's article. Now I'm going to have to go find it and pull it up somehow. Uh, but he's saying that RFK Jr. is a Trojan horse. That's his whole point. What the hell is going on here? My laptop does some weird stuff sometimes, and they yeah. I hate to be that old man that everybody's laughing at. Poor thing, poor thing. He can't figure out his own laptop. It's like, okay. Um, Let me just pull him up. I can't find him. I got all kinds of tabs up. That's another of my problems. My curiosity, I have a million tabs open. Um, but retired newsman. Wow, am I dreaming? Did I not read his thing on RFK Jr.? I'm looking at his page. What rule of law seems to be what they are claiming is his latest? Is that on his blog and not his Substack? April 4th, 20. Yeah, that's old. That's old. And you know what? I'm gonna have to leave. Let me just talk to y'all. Get back focused. Get back focused and leave that alone. Prepare your show for tomorrow, black man. Um, and let's see. Yeah, RFK Jr. is red pilling the left and the moderates. Eurythmy, here's the thing. This is our fear. Let me put it this way. It may be an old man fear. These people are savvy, our adversaries I'm talking about. They've got a bunch of folks who support them who are stupid as hell and certainly appear stupid as hell. But the people making these decisions, leading, they're savvy. And I think Server's point is that RFK Jr. may even be, I don't know, maybe that's not Don's point. Y'all have to hunt it down tomorrow. I'll get the link for sure because he's a valuable writer that we should be reading on the regular. I was really trying to get him involved with Badlands Media, but he's very happy with the Substack process and how everything is working out there for him. But he is very suspicious of RFK Jr., and I think for good reason. For very good reason. They know how to see what is the vibe this election cycle, and the populist vibe is strong, and Democrats are disaffected, and they've seen craziness from some of these municipalities. Chicago is a perfect example. Oh my goodness. I think even Democrats are just sick of that kind of craziness. And so here comes RFK Jr. And I said before to y'all probably, and I probably should have clarified, I said, they don't want Ron DeSantis, 100% believe that. And I said Nikki Haley is who they really want. Well, what I should have said is a certain controlling faction really wants Nikki Haley. I think there are competing factions in the Democrat Party, and another faction absolutely wants Michelle Obama. Okay, so I think those are the two. How they take the wind out on the Republican side, right? It used DeSantis as a what they want as a stalking horse to disaffect people from Trump, and then they want to bump up Nikki Haley. And again, we're coming from a uniparty orientation, and they have Nikki on one side and they have Michelle on the other. We shall see, but RFK. RFK is who the other faction would put against Michelle. But who can know, man? You hear me babbling. Who can know? It's going to be very interesting. We're going to have a very interesting election cycle. I hope there is a serious, I'm so funny. I hope there is a serious intervention of some sort that kind of throws all of this off, and the plans being made on how the uniparty wants to do X over here and Y over there all gets jumbled. I hope. And yeah, Vito, if you have an opinion, Vito, on why the Yeti may somehow be throwing things off so that StreamYard will not play nice with it, let me know. Happy May Day to you, Sunny One. Francis, the guy, let me just put this in the chat. Don Surber, Surber, is the writer. I would advise everybody to add him to your regular list of Substack writers that you just periodically review. I suspect I've gotten tripped up because he has a blog. And what I probably saw was an entry on his blog, not his Substack. Yeah, that's probably what happened. This is, I'm just going to have to make a note to myself. In fact, let me do that right now as I'm kind of sort of talking to you. Yeah, that's it. No, that's not it. The last entry on his blog is January 30th. Now I'm really confused. Now I really need to leave it the hell alone because I know damn well I read it. I saw it. I doubt I'm hallucinating. I have not been partaking, and I'm not going to make any jokes about our youngish crowd here in Badlands. But they are young and they have the tendencies of the young. But yeah, let me leave that alone. I don't want to crack too many jokes. And I had an interesting weekend. I went down to the Villages. I don't know if any of you have heard about the Villages here in Florida. That is a group of massive housing residential complex south of Ocala. And I had never visited anybody staying in the Villages before, but I did this weekend. Yeah, NBC censored RFK Jr.'s interview. They will rig the nomination to give it back. They want to use RFK, Eurythmic. They don't want RFK to win, just like they don't want, anyway, they want to use him. But the question is he being used willingly? Or does he really believe? I'm just not, some of these people are really taken with RFK Jr. I'm not. Yeah, Armatson, yes. He's playing a role for the Democrats. He is a Democrat. Michael Obama. Nancy, look, and I keep saying this, we need to quit with the big Mike stuff. We need to quit with the big, black people get really upset about the big Mike stuff. I just, yeah. Not going down that street. I don't think Michelle is tranny. I don't. Yeah, and Liberty Highway, the whole RFK thing on the back, they've set that up. I'm convinced some of the people really stridently on our side attacking 45 on this issue are faking the funk, and they really were trying to seed a narrative that just would create some dissension. Again, I pay it no mind. I don't think anyone on our side should pay it any attention whatsoever. I don't think MAGA Keys girl, I don't think Michelle gives a damn about that big Mike stuff. I think Michelle will play that. She will harp on that. And she will cast us in an extremely negative light with the normies for talking that kind of stuff. It's a no-win for us. I mean, leave it alone. Yeah, Thomas B. Truth. I think people realize it, but people about the vote and it being fake. But people also know, just as our president has said, you still need to take your ass to the polls and vote, because part of the exposition, part of what we're going to expose are their cheating efforts, and it is massive voting that makes them far more transparent in their cheating. So it's kind of it's um, it's all tied together. Um, to me, it's all tied together. Oh, Cheryl, 228. This is the thing. People really do believe. I mean, yeah, I don't think Michelle's a tranny. TWH Smooth, she's running. Yeah, do we need a repeat of the Barack Obama situation? She's running. So, I'm talking about Nikki Haley. Yeah, it's a beautiful area, Vito, the villages, but they've got some really libertine folks in the villages. And my friend was trying to break down what they do with the loofahs and they put them on the golf carts and what it indicates. I'm not even going to get into all that, but like, wow, for real? Yeah, Darth, we're gonna have to figure it out. I definitely want to see a rocket launch. Yeah, and Vito, the Yeti won't. I could plug it in now and see if my speak. I won't. But every time I've tried it over the weekend and tried to enter into the studio, sound goes haywire, and it's obviously causing the Logitech webcam. Somehow, the microphone on the Logitech webcam works with the webcam, but uh, for a long time I've been using this Yeti with no issue in the webcam. Now all of a sudden there's an issue. I imagine there was an update somewhere somehow that has caused this issue. Uh, yeah, Cheryl. There's an after. Listen, maybe this is a maybe this is a color coded uh, discussion. But here's the thing: um, black people in general, okay, black women most especially, love Michelle Obama. And there is no way in hell, in my mind, that Michelle is a tranny because black women would have said, oh, hell no. Not just no, hell no. And they love, look, man, these people would have had to pull off something truly freaking amazing for Michelle to be a tranny, have mixed and mingled the way she has, and for this not to have bubbled out. It would be me. I just don't think you understand the uh, the gay thing in the black community. This is one of the reasons why it's such an opening for us to have real discussions about this craziness these people are pushing. Um, but yeah, it's a humongous issue, and the core of the black community is simply not down with all of this drag queen crap, with all of these bull dykes doing X, Y, and Z. Uh, what they were able to do with Barack and Michelle was they had a family, they had a portrait, and they had stability, and this is what they sold. And yeah, the way how do I say this? The way Black people take this kind of thing is the woman's in Amazon. There are many, many, many Black women we know like her, big, tall. I mean, nothing seems out of the norm. And it's like, is it her size? It's like, what are these white people talking about? But yeah, I don't think she's a tranny. Those sausages, Thomas B. Truth, are the easiest thing to fake with cameras in the world. Easiest thing to fake. None of that is dispositive, you know. Yeah, it's Francis, well, I don't want to get obsessed on the Michelle thing. I don't want to. I just don't think people. It does not help us. It does not work to our advantage. The villages is beautiful as far as it goes. If you're gonna Yurko 7, if you're gonna be golfing or if you're just gonna be hanging out, and you know they have these little man-made little, I don't know what they call it, new urbanism, whatever, little centers. We went to a little indoor outdoor restaurant. I had a steak. Yeah, everything was fine. Yeah, everything was fine. Mrs. Wiley, you're with Chris Paul on this one. Wait a minute, Chris Paul is pumping the Big Mike stuff. Look, Chris Paul, love the guy. He's irreverent. He's funny as hell to me. But come on, I would be saying the exact same thing to Chris. He's how do I say this? RJ Pye. Look, here's Barack is look to me. There's more of a question about Barack than there is about Michelle. Okay, I'm just saying. And that little Michael Michelle thing, hey, innocent to me. Could have been anything. He could have just been interacting with somebody. You know, I don't know. I just all I can tell you is people laugh at this. I'm talking about black people. Black people laugh at this, and it further hardens their 100% belief in the craziness of white people. That's all I'm saying. Uh, yeah, Thomas B. Truth. We're working. You know what? I'm halfway through, and I hadn't done the damn ads. But Thomas, we're working towards a point on the horizon, a future point where we've allowed these people to incriminate themselves. The evidence is being documented and compiled. There are sealed indictments, I believe that 100%, that are relevant to the criminality. 100% believe that. But you must vote in order to make the exposure more explicit. There's a yin and a yang to this approach that they have, and it requires our involvement. It does not allow for us to stand on the sidelines and say, hey, voting doesn't mean a damn thing. I'm not going to vote. That is loser talk. We have to vote, and we have to vote in big numbers, period. We have to. So, yeah, yeah. They are building like mad in the villages. You know, they're building all over Florida. I don't know what's happening in other parts of the country, but my goodness, they are building all over Florida. Yeah. Yeah, the Yeti mic, Vito, works perfectly. As best I can tell, I mean, I guess I have to try out another app, another platform to see if it creates a similar issue. Yeah, and Mrs. Wiley, here's the thing. I said I didn't want to obsess on the Michelle thing, but we're obviously having a Michelle show. Um, our adversary wants to make us look a certain way. Okay. And our adversary knows the Obamas generate a lot of blowback. So what do? You plant some stuff, you give some confirmation bias, you generate photographs, you act like you are MAGA, and you put out this stuff and say, hey, just go look at it. They have seeded all of this foolishness about Michelle being trans. When you see it, you need to have a healthy skepticism because more than likely, they have planted all of this foolishness in order to make us look crazy. I just, to me, we are far better off, even if you believe it, just leave it the hell alone. Leave it alone. What is it advancing? What does it achieve for us? I don't see what it achieves. Yeah, and even that RJ Pi, yeah, even that is susceptible to um, manipulation. Okay, again, they can sweep the internet to remove pictures and make it exceedingly difficult to find any of that kind of stuff. So then that generates questions. But I'm just saying, you have to have some healthy skepticism. If you say you can't go find these pictures of them, you do understand it works both ways, right? What are the odds? What are the odds that nothing would have come out? Um, it's a two-way street. It's not just one way that raises suspicion. It very easily is a manufactured situation designed to generate questions that cannot be answered. Remember now, think about the genius of what they've done with racism. You can't tell people these days that racism isn't a thing. Racism is not a thing. You can't disprove it. I mean, you can't separate it from bigotry, prejudice. They have to manufacture something saying Black people can't be racist because they have no power. Well, that's bullshit. Black people have power all across this country. Evidence of it is everywhere you look. But you can't tell people now that racism isn't a thing. People just automatically assume racism, okay. Okay. They've won. They've won that, and hopefully we're backing it up. But it is a humongous weapon for them these days. A humongous weapon they use to serious advantage to put forward craziness. But if all you do is sit down and think it through, you will see racism is not a thing. Aren't these the people, so many of them using that racism argument, who said, hey man, humanity, race is a construct? Weren't those people saying race is a construct? No difference between you and I if you're from Iceland or South Africa or Bangladesh. Look for the lies and the inconsistencies, and then you'll see. But yeah, they can generate all kinds of fakery. And there we are, bumping our gums, talking about inconsequential stuff, and overlooking the real deal on how they have corralled us, enslaved us, controlled us, all of us. So yeah, I don't go down that street. I don't. Joan Rivers was really funny. Joan Rivers' job was to be funny. It's almost like Chris Paul, you know. I mean, look, some of the stuff is funny, but it doesn't mean that's the real deal, you know. She she did die, and but you know, look, that Joan Rivers thing also. Look, Michelle's a big chick, but I'm telling you, she is not abnormal in the black community. When you look at, there are just some big women. Some women are, you know, tall. Some women are, you know, they have a particularly strong frame. I don't see anything when I look at Michelle that says man. It's just big woman. But it could be on. Hey, I have loved tomboys all my life. You know, I love a Betty Badass, and so that might be coloring the way I'm looking at this thing. And Francis, pictures of the Obamas up in my black in-law grandparents' home. Yeah, yeah. You have to understand Michelle in Chicago, and it just is impossible. If she was trans, it would not be out. It is impossible. I will try, Vito. Thank you. That's a good suggestion. I have not thought of it because I do use one port only for that Yeti. And Cheryl 228, listen, listen. I have looked, okay? I mean, I have looked. None of it is convincing to me. None of it. I'm not an Obama fan, and Michelle pissed me the hell off on the regular talking stupid yang. But no. No, Nancy, I've never called my wife or speak of her by the wrong name. That is true. I've said now, listen to me good. I have more questions about Barack than I have about her. I'm just saying. So, ads, it's 40 something minutes. I need to do maybe all of them. Y'all hang tight and let me just get these ads out of the way. Um, what a morning. What a May Day morning, right? Let me see if I can find. Oh, I did write it down. Hang tight, y'all. Let me do my duty, and we'll just track through these four, given that I'm this deep into the show. And mm, y'all got me. Y'all got me really thinking about Michelle now. But let's get some ads.
Benson Honey Farms delivers raw honey straight from the hive to your table. It is their mission to provide you the best raw honey at the lowest prices possible. By not pasteurizing, overheating, or filtering their honey, Benson Honey Farms ensures that all of its natural pollen and enzymes stay in the honey for maximum health benefits. So cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Visit BensonHoneyFarms.com and use the rep code BADLANDS to place your order today. That's BensonHoneyFarms.com, rep code BADLANDS.
That's right. Cut out the middleman and go straight to the source, BensonHoneyFarms.com, and use the rep code BADLANDS to get your discount on that very good product from a family-owned business. We have a new advertiser today. Give me a minute to post. There we go. The Wellness Company. And let me tell you a little bit about this fine company. Are you worried about spike proteins, ladies and gentlemen? Are you worried about how they may impact your health? Are you looking for help, but you don't know what to do? The Wellness Company has an answer in the form of their clean, pure, all natural spike support formula, and it's developed by experts like Dr. Peter McCullough. The Wellness Company's spike support includes incredible nattokinase, dandelion root, black sativa extract, green tea, and Irish sea moss. Even better, the Spike formula by the Wellness Company is vegan, gluten-free, and made right here in the USA, so you know that you can trust and rely on it if you're concerned about spike proteins. Buying American-made naturalistic ingredients of this quality separately would cost you somewhere around $100. The Wellness Company's Spike formula is only $65.99. Go to spikedefend.com to order Spike support today and use promo code BADLANDS for 10% off. That's spikedefend.com, promo code BADLANDS for peace of mind if you are concerned about spike proteins. Okay, that is my second block. And since I'm going to keep rolling, I want to get to my third. Let's see if I can pull this off. I think I can. I know I can, huh? Are you getting a great night's sleep, ladies and gentlemen? If you aren't, it's time to upgrade your bed with the My Mattress Topper 2.0 from our friends at MyPillow.com. The My Mattress Topper 2.0 is a 3-inch coil hybrid topper, the perfect blend of comfort foam, support foam, and nano coils, and this provides the perfect sleeping surface. Nano coil technology offers dynamic responses to your body's natural movements, providing superior support as well as reducing partner disturbance. The My Mattress Topper's inner springs transfer heat more efficiently and create a channel for airflow to better regulate sleeping temperatures. It has a patented cover with phase change technology to help keep your body temperature right for you as an individual, and its superior durability resists sagging, settlement, and body impressions. The My Mattress Topper 2.0 comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. You can get your My Mattress Topper 2.0 for as low as $215.59 with the promo code BADLANDS. Just go to mypillow.com/badlands for discounts on all MyPillow products. And yeah, I put up the wrong damn image, but hey, y'all forgive me for that, please. And the last of the block, our friend Kirk Elliott.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be. We don't know what the future holds, but history has shown us that physical gold and silver are a reliable store of value to protect your wealth. Don't let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Take the first step towards securing your financial future. Reach out to Kirk and his team at KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands. That's KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands.
All right. Thank you for humoring me, and I hope you're laughing at my faux pas this morning. I do see in the chat, Darth. So you do have some personal knowledge, Darth Cajun. It's good, you know, whether you have Black friends or not, whether you have family members or not. I'm just telling you, we don't benefit from that. And we give her. We don't need to give her any. We don't need to give her any future weapons. We just don't. What exactly qualifies Michelle to be president? The same thing that qualified Hillary Clinton. I mean, don't go down the qualifications route. They've trained a wide variety of Americans to not give a damn about qualifications. They don't give a damn. So, yeah, she was married to the president. She mixed and mingled. She's traveled the globe, and a bunch of people outside the United States want her to be president. I'm just saying, qualifications argument is not going to. If Michelle gets the nomination, we need to hit her on substance. The Democrats and their positions kill them. They can't win national elections without massive cheating. They just can't. So all we got to do is do our job, dot our I's, cross our T's, guard drop boxes, become poll workers, do all the things to protect the process. I see in Florida one of the bills where and it could be that maybe President Trump wanted so much attention on this Florida stuff and supposedly changing the rules to let DeSantis run, so people would look at this election bill and how they made these. Florida already had a good process that generated a real result in the 2020 election in a state that they said was 50-50. We're not a 50-50 state. We've never been a 50-50 state. And maybe it was just to generate some attention to these changes that the Florida legislature had put in place, and Governor DeSantis is certainly going to sign. And then you see what has happened. Oh my goodness, we've gone through all this show and we didn't talk about the North Carolina Supreme Court doing the right thing. And to me, in preparation for what the Supreme Court and Clarence Thomas going to do, this is one reason why they've been attacking Alito and Clarence Thomas. They know damn well what's coming in these Supreme Court decisions. So the plain language is the plain language, and the courts had overstepped their bounds, talking all of this. What is it? This Civil Rights Act, protection of minorities, and the courts were just doing crazy stuff, drawing districts. It's not the job of the damn court. You don't step your ass in place of the legislature and dictate. No, that is not your damn job. You got the hell out of your lane. And that's what the North Carolina Supreme Court finally figured out. I think we had figured that out in Florida a few years back. And that's what the United States Supreme Court is almost certainly going to hold. The legislature has plenary power here. Plenary. Look the word up. These damn Democrats want to turn all meaning upside down, and words don't mean what they damn sure mean. So, yeah. Fake Fed week. Banks, I tell you, that could be where the cataclysmic thing happens. I keep hearing people talk about the United States dollar, and every time I hear it, I just hear Federal Reserve note, and it changes the way I feel about what's coming. I'm not worried about the United States dollar. I'm not worried about the BRICS nations. They can't do what some of these people are talking about they could be doing. The United States is not going to lose its position as the preeminent economy. And we're not going to lose our position as the preeminent military power. We're not going to lose our position, period. I mean, people are just talking foolishness. True foolishness. We have baited Russia into stupidity. China, we also baited into stupidity. And China, when Russia first did this invasion of Ukraine, was cheering on Russia. I remember it well, and I was watching videos. Then I saw them do the backstroke. And they did the backstroke because they didn't capture Kiev. And they said, uh-oh, we might have made a mistake here. Yeah, your ass did. You had fooled Germany. I'm talking about China and Russia. You had fooled Germany. And Donald Trump said to Germany, Angela Merkel is a dumbass. You best not follow her lead. And you see they are not following Angela Merkel's lead now. Nobody in Europe is. We've triangulated the globe. Everything that's happening right now is on Donald Trump time. Everything that's happening right now is what Team Trump has laid out. They're boxed in. There's very little they can do. Russia is being bled, and so is China. They're trapped. even the Obama and Kenya thing, I feel like a little bit of that was a trap, and they really wanted you. I don't know what the CIA did when they went in there and they took out some of this damn documents and took out of the National Archives. Some real craziness, some real craziness. Um, yeah, RJ Pod. Think about Obama and his constitutional law position. He very easily, you could buy that, because if you've paid attention to some of these law school professors, good gracious alive, they are leading the charge on the stupidity. It's just shocking. It's really shocking, but they can't think. Oh my goodness! What are these people doing? What are they thinking? Um, you're right, Darth. We focus on race while destroying culture, and we need to be championing our cultural pushback, and that is going to allow us to do what we need to do. If we go down the race streak, which they want us to do, that allows them to create all kinds of foolishness. I think we just need to recognize the play that they're making and not take that bait. They have fooled us for a long, long time, and we don't need it. We don't need it. Yeah. Says Grossen, yes, a photo. Why just rely on one of our senses, eyesight? God gave us more sense. Yes. Yeah, I know, Nicole. Donald Trump knows something about Obama's birth certificate. I am convinced of that. And they have doctored some stuff. I'm convinced of that. The Kenya thing, I don't know. Hawaii, I think a lot of the doctoring had to do with the woman going to Indonesia, taking another name, Barack Obama applying for college as a foreigner, that kind of crap. I think that's what a lot of the doctoring was about. But so they had to hush up a lot of the college stuff because it would have painted him as a fraud. Did you lie then? Or are you lying now? This was what they needed to cover up and not really have a lot of discussion about. Yeah. TWH Smooth, Black, White, Asian, all races have a faction of racism. All humans have prejudice, bias, okay? Because that is what has allowed us as a species to prevail and have dominion on the earth. It's called judgment and discernment. You cannot separate that from racism. You can't. No matter how much they try. It's a shorthand for bullshit. That's all it is. Nancy Patriot, look, I could talk for hours about this Michelle thing and go back and forth and have fun and laugh and joke, but I just know it's a dead end. It's a dead end, and I don't like dead ends. And Mira, listen, Ron DeSantis, best governor in the nation. On Team Trump, without a doubt. Y'all think whatever you want. He is on the team. I've enjoyed today's back and forth. I'm going to try and probe a few things on my Yeti. I'm going to try and get that Don server, because I absolutely want to give you in the chat the link for Don, so that if you want to read him periodically, you can, because I definitely think he's a good and valuable writer. And we'll be ready, I hope, to talk about a few other topics. I always have all of those things I send to myself use on Ratligator Report, and I never wind up using them. So tomorrow I'm going to try and structure it so that I at least start off the show on some of the topics I've said to myself to use on the Ratligator Report. And so until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this May Day. I greatly appreciate it and am honored that you chose to spend some time with me. I hope we will see you tomorrow or later in the week. Okay? Later, Gators.